The DeMarco Gallery is the weekday home this festival for the latest work by Glasgow sculptor George Wiley, the man who in 1990 sailed a huge paper boat down the River Clyde. This year he's tackling the thorny problem of a divided Ireland. Earlier this summer he collected wood and stones from all the 32 counties of Ireland, and in an act of simple symbolism has constructed these tripods he calls spires. They were first laid across the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic, and are now gracing the roof of DeMarco's, though each Sunday they move Triffid-like for an outing to Culton Hill.
The spire is simply an indicator to show the equilibrium between the air and the stone, and our responsibility in preserving that equilibrium, keeping the balance right. Well, the idea for the Edinburgh Festival was to develop the simple spire into 32 spires. The 32 spires would be collected from every county in Ireland. There would be 3 branches and 1 stone from each county, 26 in the south and 6 in the north. And they would be assembled and linked in such a way, kind of holding hands, if you like, to unite Ireland. This quartz here, there's an old Gaelic word for it, which I can't remember. You know it. What's that again, Michael?
Angrail cloch.
Angrail cloch.
The sunstone.
Okay, we'll use this for the Donegal spire. Right, let's go. Over 30 years ago, I used to work on the land boundary in Ireland. And happy memories of the place, fond memories, good friends, and that was just as the troubles were starting. And what's happened since is tragic. And all I wanted to try to do with this event is to give it a nudge towards maybe establishing some equilibrium. On a blocked country road between Londonderry and Donegal, it was great to meet an old friend from these early days. Joe Niggle.
Pleased to meet you, George.
36 years on.
It is indeed.
And it's great to see you.
How are you? What are you doing back here?
Well, I just thought I'd come and inspect this unapproved road. I just want to see that the concrete's dry all right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's a good job they made of it, isn't it? Nice colour scheme. Yeah.
George rang us and suggested that we might like to use the Orchard Gallery as a kind of a focal point or a base for the project operating out of Derry and Donegal. And of course we agreed to that because we feel that this is the kind of project that fits very much with the remit of the gallery at this point. We have a number of artists working outside of the actual gallery space as we speak. And we're very hopeful to encourage that kind of work. And of course, with the kind of social political dimension of this piece, it has a very particular relevance to the north of Ireland at this time.
George approached me and he said he was coming over to Ireland, tour of Ireland, 32 counties in about a week. I quite fancied that as a challenge, and in particular, he said it was partly an ecological statement. You know, if the trees can link together and exist in Ireland, why can't the people?
Right, Kenny boy. Right. Do get it? That's line snug. Okay, give us that one. This is a County Sligo, joining up to County Mayo. Isn't that nice? All friends. These trees. Limerick. Right. The Limerick spire. Limerick, eh? Right. Okay. Old Shamrock. So we've now erected the 32 spires across the Irish land boundary, And between them, there is the physical bordered line of demarcation, a little stream.
So do you think anybody asked the stream, could it be used as a border?
I doubt it very much. I doubt it very much. And
It wasn't consulted?
No, and the nice thing about it is the stream might just change its course. So what the heck, eh? Back in Scotland, the spires would like to have been erected on Inchcolm Island, the island of St Columba, in the River Forth, but not allowed, and similarly not allowed in the Scottish National Gallery of Modern Art and also at the Royal Botanic Garden. But Carlton Hill to the rescue, and the spires can be seen there during the 3 weeks of the festival every Sunday. And in between whiles, Richard DeMarco to the rescue has offered them a safe house.
I think it's very commendable, actually, that Richard DeMarco has backed this project. Ricky's a maverick, really, among curators, and his history in supporting projects that have had difficulties getting support from the statutory sector or the museums or whatever.
Standing here, I've got a memory of Joseph Boyce, because he was standing on the monument, which we call Edinburgh's Disgrace. And he was on this hill and he loved it. And I remember when I introduced Joseph to George, it was with a kind of sigh of relief. Both of them were concerned with nature, with the organic forces, fire, earth and water, wind, rain. Both were very much in love with the idea of the Celtic world. And that included both Ireland and Scotland, two sides of that Irish Sea. What we have here is indeed an extraordinary achievement, because it works, I think, aesthetically. You have all these spires dancing, as it were, in the wind. It's so full of hope, it's so basic, so approachable, that I doubt if anyone is going to get confused with the idea that it's another example of Tate, Turner Prize art, inaccessible, without passion.
Ireland has been visited, as you know, by generations of people like George, who were not as agreeably wild as he is, but nevertheless thought that we needed various things, like planning. People think that we're an unplanned culture, and they come and donate planning to us. They're wrong about this, of course. This 32 counties that you've got mapped in your own circular fashion behind us is a Norman folly. They thought that they would divide the place into counties. Maybe some of our boundaries will alter with time. It's only taken 70 years for this ribbon behind me to come and maybe to go.
George wants the clarity about the work, but in a sense complete chaos, confusion and debate about all the meanings surrounding the work.
This is Ireland. Ireland has 32 counties. Each one comes from a different county.
They're the Japanese on Carlton Hill, and clearly they're interested and they're looking at it and they're intrigued. You know, what is this? What's going on here? And of course George is in his element, trying to explain it to them.
All I'm doing is showing that in a natural way Ireland is united, and in an unnatural way it is divided. And I do it with these spires which obey the air, which is natural. We breathe it, we stand in the stone, and we keep the balance right. The balance, the equilibrium. That's what we do. Arigato, arigato. One last word. Exhibiting in a gallery after an event like this is like eating cold rice pudding.